Welcome you all to the Daily Crypto News channel. We are committed to bringing a minimum of one video per day informing you about what's happening in the crypto space. We encourage you to comment on us so that it will help us to put more quality videos as you like us to do. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get regular notifications when we post new videos. With cheers, Maithari. Shiba Inu up 20% following Robinhood listing, near protocol also higher. Ethereum developer Virgil Griffith sentenced to 5+ years in US prison for violating North Korean sanctions. Inflation rises sharply in the US as consumer prices in March spiked to 8.5% are the top stories in the crypto space today. Stay tuned till the end of the video so that you will not miss any important updates. Biggest movers, SHIB up almost 20% following Robinhood listing, near also higher. Shiba Inu, SHIB, was one of the biggest gainers in crypto markets on Tuesday, as Robinhood added the meme coin to its list of crypto offerings. This came as the trading app also added a host of others, including Sol, which also gained following recent losses. Shiba Inu, SHIB. Shiba Inu, SHIB, was undoubtedly the biggest gainer during Tuesday's trading session, as it was finally confirmed that Robinhood had added the meme coin to its offering. Following a low of $0.00000 to 198 to start the week, SHIB USD rallied to an intraday high of $0.0000 to 695 earlier today. This peak was the highest level SHIB has traded since 17 February, and comes after prices rebounded from the long-term support level on Monday. Looking at the chart, yesterday's floor at $0.0000 to 175 held firm for the last few weeks, as bulls likely were anticipating today's announcement. As a result of the surge in price, SHIB has now broken out of its long-term resistance level of $0.0000 to 747. Despite this almost 2-month high, the 14-day RSI is only tracking at 57, with its recent high closer to 70. Robinhood traders could see this as an opportunity to push the meme coin higher. Near protocol, near. Although Sol was also added to Robinhood on Tuesday, it was near which was today's second biggest gainer. Near rose to a peak of $17.17 during today's session, as prices continued to move away from their recent support level. Earlier gains in near have somewhat eased as the day matured, as prices came closer to the resistance point of $17.55. However, before touching this point, bears have moved to quash the upwards trend, as the price near seems as if it will continue to consolidate. Today's surge comes as price strength climbed back above a recent floor within the 14-day RSI indicator and now sits at the 60 levels. With the nearest ceiling at the 64 points, there may be some further gains in near. However, if the resistance of $17.55 is hit, we may see yet another drop. Do you believe near could break out above the resistance level of $17.55? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Ethereum developer Virgil Griffith sentenced to 5+ years in US prison for violating North Korean sanctions. An Ethereum developer, Virgil Griffith, has been sentenced to 5 years and 3 months in US prison after he pleaded guilty to a charge brought on by speaking at a crypto conference in North Korea. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, his presentation provided the Kim Jong-un regime with technical advice on using cryptocurrency and blockchain technology to evade sanctions. Ethereum developer Virgil Griffith going to prison for violating North Korean sanctions. Virgil Griffith, an Ethereum developer, was sentenced to 63 months in prison Tuesday by U.S. District Judge P. Kevin Castile in Manhattan. Griffith pleaded guilty in September last year to one count of conspiracy to violate the International Emergency Economic Powers Act (IPA), The charge carries a maximum term of 20 years in prison. However, in a plea deal, prosecutors agreed to seek no more than 6.5 years. The Ethereum developer was arrested in November 2019 in Los Angeles. He is charged with violating the EPA by traveling to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, or North Korea, in order to deliver a presentation and technical advice on using cryptocurrency and blockchain technology to evade sanctions, the DOJ said. The crypto enthusiast has been in federal custody since July last year following his second arrest when Judge Castile revoked his bail. According to the federal judge, a surge in the value of his cryptocurrency holdings gave him the means and incentive to flee. He was reportedly arrested when logging into his Coinbase account. Inner City Press quoted Judge Castile as saying Tuesday, "Some says Mr. Griffith is being persecuted for promoting crypto. But that's not what this case is about." He pled guilty the day before trial. It was an intentional violation of sanctions, which are intended to avoid military conflict. The judge concluded. Virgil Griffith has no ideology. He'll play off both sides, as long as he is at the center. I sentence him to 63 months in prison and a fine of $100,000. The U.S. vs. Virgil Griffith court case. The case followed Griffith's visit to North Korea in order to attend the Pyongyang Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Conference, or the DPRK Cryptocurrency Conference, in April 2019, the DOJ explained. The court document details. Despite that, the U.S. Department of State had denied Griffith permission to travel to the DPRK. Griffith presented at the DPRK Cryptocurrency Conference, knowing that doing so violated sanctions against the DPRK. The DOJ noted that at no time did Griffith, a U.S. citizen living in Singapore, obtain permission from the U.S. Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, to provide goods, services, or technology to the DPRK. The Department of Justice further added that Griffith and other attendees discussed how the DPRK could use blockchain and cryptocurrency technology to launder money and evade sanctions at the conference. There were approximately 100 other attendees. What do you think about Virgil Griffith's sentencing? Let us know in the comments section below. Inflation rises sharply in the US as consumer prices in March spiked to 8.5%. Inflation in the US continues to remain red hot as consumer prices last month increased sharply to 8.5% in March compared to the same month last year. Metrics show the Bureau of Labor Statistics (BLS) Consumer Price Index (CPI) spiked last month at the fastest pace since December 1981. Inflation continues to hammer the US economy, White House blames Putin. The latest data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that inflation has continued to rise month over month in the United States. BLS published the organization's latest CPI numbers, and inflation has spiked a great deal since last year. According to the latest CPI numbers, consumer prices in March jumped to 8.5%. The data follows February's CPI numbers, which showed a 7.9% annual increase in February. Last month's annual rise was 0.8% higher than the year prior, while March saw a 1.2% jump. According to a Bloomberg data report, consensus economists expected an 8.4% increase for March. Just before the CPI data was released, the White House said that it expected inflation to be extraordinarily elevated. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki blamed the inflation on Vladimir Putin and Russia when she said, "We expect March CPI headline inflation to be extraordinarily elevated due to Putin's price hike." On Tuesday, The Economist and gold bug Peter Schiff told his 686,700 Twitter followers that inflation will not be transitory. The 8.5% YoY gain in March CPI is the highest since 1981, when interest rates were 20% and CPI was 13.5%, SHIB tweeted. Current interest rates are 25%, and using the 1981 CPI, the YoY gain is likely 17%. With real rates negative 16.75% now, versus positive 6.5% then, inflation is here to stay. On 8 April 2022, Northman Trader. Com Swain Henrich wrote, "We're now entering the part of the monetary experiment where even millionaires feel poor. A few economists expect an inflation peak soon." Andrew Hunter, senior U.S. economist at Capital Economics, thinks the March increase will mark the peak for inflation. The big news in the March report was that core price pressures finally appear to be moderating, Hunter said in a note sent to CNBC. Ian Shepherdson, chief economist at Pantheon Macroeconomics, told CNBC in the same report that the latest BLS CPI data is encouraging. Overall, this report is encouraging. At the margin, though it is far too soon to be sure that the next few core prints will be as low, much depends on the path of used vehicle prices, which is very hard to forecast with confidence, Shepherdson remarked. "We're sure they will fall, but the speed of the decline is what matters." Joe Brusulas, chief economist at RSM US, told CNN the March numbers might be closer to a peak. Yes, inflation may soon find its peak. However, that does not imply significant relief is on the way in the near term. What do you think about the inflation in the US? Surging to new heights at the fastest pace since 1981? Let us know what you think about this subject in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular notifications when we post a new video. If you like the content, kindly share this video with your friends and press the like button. Happy learning!